and welcome to Rio.
Well, hello, darlings. Let's say hi to South America. I made my first equator crossing this year when I traveled to Brazil from Belize for a few weeks for both business and pleasure. My adventure started off here in Rio, as you can see, and I had a spectacular time getting to know the country. If you watched my preview video, you saw that I got into all sorts of trouble, from dining at one of Sao Paulo's tallest buildings to hang gliding here in Rio. My Rio experience started here with a trip to the Copacabana Fort. Still an active military base at the end of its namesake beach, the fort is a big tourist spot, as well as a museum and obvious historical site. Built in the early 1900s, the fort was built to defend the Rio harbor, as you can tell. It's got a pretty wild history, including a pretty famous revolt in the 20s. The whole area is quite expansive, with multiple large cannons and coordinating equipment. And that's just the areas open to the public. I definitely felt like I was in a fallout vault, clearing rooms and getting lost, totally becoming encumbered with oil cans and raw materials. The fort area at large, with its main museum, restaurants, cafes, stands, is generally open 10 to 8 every day but Mondays and costs about $1 to enter. That's USD. The food and drinks were amazing, but obviously you cannot beat the view. 10 out of 10 would definitely recommend. My next stop was the notorious Sugarloaf Monolith Mountain. It's named after the way refined sugar used to be packed up and shipped. There is a hike you can take to get to the top, but the cable car is a pretty great way to get to the top of it. There are multiple ticket types and lines on site, so make sure you pay attention. Bondinho Park, atop the mountain, has a few shops and restaurants, as well as guided tours, and even a helicopter tour launch site. If you're into The Amazing Race, or the James Bond movie Moonraker, you might recognize the park. The viewpoints are an unforgettable way to experience the city, especially if you don't plan to make the trek up to the Redeemer. Did I mention that the mountain is a World Heritage Site? The Sugarloaf staff had to practically force us out, with a few other stragglers cherishing the nighttime views. But luckily, right across the street was a night market that we happened to pop into, where I got to try all sorts of new treats and do a little bit of shopping. The following day, I managed to avoid a hangover and go on the hardest hike of my life. I was dead set on hiking the Two Brothers. It's a mountain peak that is a signature focus of the Rio skyline and was one of the main things that I did want to do in Rio. Boy, did I underestimate it. I mean, look at it! To get to the trailhead, we took an Uber to the bottom of a favela, which, if you don't know what that is, I would suggest looking it up so I myself don't sound like an uneducated swine trying to explain it. We then took a local bus to the correct street and paid like $1 or $2 or so for the ride that took maybe 5 to 10 minutes. We then proceeded to take more than an hour to slowly, and I mean slowly, to the top. Around halfway up, there is a vendor bar that sells beer and water and a chance to sit and rethink every decision that has led you to this point. Water on the way up and celebratory beer on the way down is the only way to go. This is a waste of time. We could have been in a bar, having a cocktail, we could have had a coffee. Unbeknownst to me, I decided to hike the mountain on the hottest day Rio has seen in a decade. It was 111 degrees. I'm pretty sure I was on the cusp of a heat stroke several times. But luckily, I managed to pull through for the most spectacular view. Well, at least up until that point. This is the top of the Two Brothers Mountain. Quite an intense climb for me. You can see there's Christ the Redeemer. And way off over there is Sugar Loaf. And this is me. Taking in the view and a long hike down, we flagged down a shirtless, off-the-clock taxi that took us a couple miles down the street outside the favela so we could grab a well-earned drink and some food. And that night, I went to my first real Carnival party at Pedro de Sal. It was so much fun. I had a blast trying all sorts of new street vendor food and drinks and listening to all the music and doing all the people watching. It was just a really fantastic evening. But man, was it hot.
Tell me something I haven't heard before. 'Cause I'm restless and I'm dying to know more. Show me something I haven't seen before. 'Cause I'm tired of the same boats, the same shore. It's time, my friend, to leave this hell behind us. We got everything we need to make a change. I can't keep pretending I'm right where I wanna be. I'm hopelessly in need of better days. 'Cause I'm too young to face the end, but I'm old enough to start again. And I still got time. The world has tried to pin me down, but I'm running at the speed of light. And I still got time. Yeah, still got time. Give me something worth fighting for. 'Cause my heartbeat has been silent for too long. Tell me one thing, are you happy, are you satisfied? I know that you know when you're done. It's time, my friend, to leave this hell behind us. We got everything we need to make a change. I can't keep pretending I'm right where I wanna be. I'm hopelessly in need of better days. 'Cause I'm too young to face the end, but I'm old enough to start again. And I still got time. The world has tried to pin me down, but I'm running at the speed of light. And I still got time. Blood's running through my veins, still got a little time in me. Won't let it go to waste. Oh, there's power in my bones, still got a little time in me. I'm never coming home. 'Cause I'm too young to face the end, but I'm old enough to start again. And I still got time. The world has tried to pin me down, but I'm running at the speed of light. And I still got time. Still got time. Still got time.
Been feeling trapped down on the floor. I don't know what for. Feels like I'm gonna lose. Silence takes a hold. I can't let it go. Chin up, no one knows. But I won't let the stormy seas throw me in open water. Let me have my peace and leave me till tomorrow. Wind into my sail, away from things I let go. Floating on the waves, we go bottoms up.